The next day, the two friends, dressed in black coats and boots, gathered their equipment: a toy gun, a pair of scissors, a rope, and a flashlight. They had one mission: to steal from the church. But the doubts were creeping in. Tunde was no longer sure about the heist, but Chidi was unwavering in his resolve. As they stood in their room, preparing to leave, Tunde couldn't shake the image of the girl from the bar. He'd never thought he'd fall for someone like her, but the brief romance had stirred something inside him. He longed for something better, a life away from crime and sin. "You've been quiet," Chidi said as he noticed his friend's distracted look. "What's on your mind?" Tunde paused, staring out the window. "I just keep thinking about the way we've lived, about how we've hurt so many people, and for what? Some fast money." Chidi didn't understand. "We do what we must to survive, Tunde. It's not about right or wrong, it's about taking what we can." But Tunde was starting to see things differently. He turned to Chidi and said, "Do you remember when we were kids? We used to dream of a different life. I never thought I'd end up like this." "Neither did I," Chidi said, though the words felt hollow. Suddenly, Tunde recited Psalm 51 verse 10, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." He wasn't sure why, but the verse felt like a prayer, a plea for forgiveness. But Chidi, though momentarily shaken, was still determined. "Enough talking, Tunde. Let's finish this." As the evening descended, Chidi and Tunde found themselves back at the church. The air was thick with anticipation. They crept through the church's courtyard, avoiding the cameras and security guards. They had come too far to back out now. Tunde had been racked with guilt all day. His thoughts kept drifting to the girl from the bar, wondering if she'd ever looked back at him. The memory of her face, her laugh, haunted him, reminding him of the life he could have had, one not defined by greed and crime. "Let's do this," Chidi whispered, urging Tunde to focus. "We're almost there." As they neared the church's back door, Tunde couldn't help but feel uneasy. "Chidi, what if this is a sign? What if we're not meant to go through with it?" Chidi rolled his eyes. "You sound like a scared little kid, man. No one's going to stop us. We've got the plan, we've got the guns, and we've got the guts. Now let's take what's ours." But just as they were about to enter, a strange sound echoed from inside the church. It was a voice, deep and resonant, coming from an unseen speaker. "Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me," the voice boomed. Chidi froze, his hand on the door. Tunde was visibly shaken as he recognized the words from the Bible. Chidi took a step back, laughing nervously. "What the hell was that? Is this some sort of warning?" Tunde asked, his eyes wide. But before they could figure it out, the door opened automatically, and they rushed inside. The situation escalated quickly as they reached the church's vault. The pastor and deacon had arrived just moments before, and Chidi and Tunde were caught in the act. A standoff ensued, with guns drawn, and a battle of wits played out between the two friends and the church leaders. But then, something unexpected happened. Tunde, his hands shaking, dropped his gun and fell to his knees. "I can't do this anymore," he cried. Chidi, taken aback, lowered his gun, but his eyes were still filled with anger and frustration. "What are you talking about? This is our only shot." "I've had enough," Tunde said, standing up. "This isn't who I am. It never was." And as the standoff continued, Tunde turned toward the pastor, who had been watching silently. "I want to make things right. I don't care about the money. I want to find redemption." Chidi, now feeling the weight of Tunde's words, nodded. "I want that too, man. But is it too late?" The pastor smiled faintly. "There's always time for redemption, my son." As the church doors creaked open, a figure emerged from the shadows, a figure neither Chidi nor Tunde had anticipated. It was a woman, dressed in white, with an aura of authority about her. She stepped forward with a calm yet powerful presence, causing both men to freeze in place. "Who are you?" Chidi asked, his voice filled with suspicion and awe. The woman smiled, her gaze piercing. "I've been watching you too. Your journey is far from over. But you must decide. Will you continue down the path of sin, or will you choose the road to redemption?" The story ends with the mysterious woman's words hanging in the air, leaving Chidi and Tunde to wonder what lies ahead and whether they can truly escape the consequences of their past actions.